Good evening, Oswego, and thanks for joining us. I'm Ian Dembling.
And I'm Victoria Diana.
Coming up tonight, a fire in Fulton leaves one person hospitalized and 14 others displaced.
Plus, the search continues for a military drone that crashed in Lake Ontario earlier this week.
Well, we'll have more on these stories in just a bit, but first a quick check of your weather outside with Storm Team 10 meteorologist Lucy Bergman. Lucy, how's it looking like out there?
Good evening. We're live outside the campus center at SUNY Oswego. If we take a look at our current conditions out here, we have a current temperature of about 40 degrees, but a real feel around 35, and that's because of those winds from the south, 10 to 15 miles per hour, cooling things down just a little bit out here. If we take a look at our relative humidity and dew point, we'll see that those are both rather low, and it's a dry night out here. Moving to our regional radar, we'll see that, again, it's a very clear night, not much precipitation to speak of, just a little bit to our north. That's how it's going to stay for the next 3 days or so. We'll see that Friday and Saturday are nice, dry, mild days, and that Sunday is also going to stay dry, but we do have a possibility for some showers moving in Sunday evening. I'll have a look at your 5-day forecast coming up in just a little bit, but for right now, I'll send it back to the desk. Back to you guys.
Well, thank you, Lucy. An apartment fire early this morning in Oswego County displaced 14 people and hospitalized one, according to fire officials. Responders came to the house at 63 West 1st Street South at approximately 1:17 a.m. Fulton Fire Captain David Ife said the 4-apartment house suffered from extensive damage. The extent of the injuries sustained by the person hospitalized is currently unknown. It took nearly 3 hours to extinguish the fire.
The search continues for the $14 million military drone that crashed into Lake Ontario this past Tuesday. Members from the 174th Air National Guard Attack Wing in Syracuse searched the shoreline Wednesday for the MQ-9 Reaper, but were unsuccessful. The drone crashed 20 miles north of Oswego and 12 miles from the lake's eastern shore. According to state officials, the 174th has requested help from the U.S. Air Force in finding the drone. However, as of now, no response by the Air Force has been made.
A Jefferson County man was arrested Wednesday after illegally removing asbestos. 36-year-old Aaron Netto of Rodman is alleged to have knowingly released over 1,000 pounds of friable and non-friable asbestos into the environment while conducting an illegal asbestos abatement in Watertown, according to state police. Netto was charged with third-degree endangerment of public health, safety, and the environment.
Good news for drivers in the Syracuse region. Gas prices are the lowest they've been in 2 years. According to the price tracking website GasBuddy.com, as of now, the average price of regular gasoline in the region is $3.43 a gallon. It hasn't been this low since December 29, 2011, when the average price a gallon was $3.42. Patrick DeHaan, senior petroleum analyst at GasBuddy, says the cooling unrest in the Middle East, the lack of hurricanes this season, and the increase in domestic crude oil production have all contributed to the lower prices.
So Victoria, this year at SUNY Oswego, we all love late night, our fourth meal of the day, but unfortunately this year, late night is no longer at Little Page on the weekends. I actually got a chance to talk to Craig Traub, who's the director of residence dining. Let's take a look at that. This is what Little Page Dining Hall now looks like on Friday and Saturday nights. Bare, no longer open for hungry students across half of the campus. Hi, I'm Ian Demling for WTOP 10 News, and on this special investigative report, I'll be giving you an in-depth look behind the scenes at Little Page Dining Hall here at SUNY Oswego. Little Page is one of Oswego's 4 major dining halls located on West Campus between Oneida and Onondaga Hall. A full dining staff serves hundreds every day, but in recent years, hours at Little Page have been decreasing, especially during late night, which now only runs from 8:30 to 11 p.m. Sunday through Thursday and closed on weekends. Little Page employee Adam Agin commented on this year's time change.
From what I understand is they don't have late night on weekends anymore because no one showed up for late night and students didn't want to work late night on the weekends, so they just got rid of it altogether.
Agin may have been right, but many students are still upset, so I decided to speak with the man in charge. Craig Traub has been the director of resident dining for 37 years and explained why the change was necessary for this year.
We looked at the number of people we served on those days on campus, and those were our lower count days. We are open at Lakeside, and we do have the campus shuttle, which is available for people to hop on if they want to go down to late night at Lakeside.
Traub says those who wish to share with him their frustrations about the dining hall can do so by filling out comment cards, which are available at every dining facility on campus.
I read comment cards every day. All comment cards come from the building to our commissary offices, and I go through those every day with responses. I have a stack on my desk right now, and I love reading them.
But for now, all dining halls will be closed by 11 p.m., and according to Traub, it doesn't look like it will be changing anytime soon.
We're at the right time. I don't see that changing in the future.
In Oswego, I'm Ian Dembling, WTOP 10 News. So make sure you're getting that late night now before it closes at 11 o'clock. Destiny USA developers collected half of the state's $108 million spent on brownfield tax credits in 2012. Since it was created, the program has cost the state $1.14 billion and has cleaned up only less than half of the sites that have been enrolled. The law was approved by state legislators in 2003 in the middle of the night. There was an attempt to correct the mistake in 2008, but by then it was too late. The state has not said how much Destiny developers spent to clean up the site, but it was very likely a small part of the $561 million total project.
Onondaga County Sheriff's deputies are in search of a man they say robbed a Chase Bank in the town of Salina earlier this evening. The suspect is a white male in his 20s who was wearing a gray hooded sweatshirt, black vest, and baseball hat at the time of the robbery. He stole an undisclosed amount of cash and left in a dark sedan. Anyone with information about the suspect is asked to call the Sheriff's Office Criminal Investigations Division at 435-3081.
This weekend, SUNY Oswego's Del Sart Dance Club will present their fall semester's concert, Let's Get Loud, in Waterman Theater Tyler Hall. Tickets are $5 with a student ID and $6 for all others. There will be 2 shows, one on Friday at 7 p.m. and another on Saturday at 2 p.m. Tickets can be picked up in the box office of the Campus Center or in Tyler Hall.
Writer Owen Benjamin will be speaking in the Campus Center Auditorium next Monday, November 18th from 3 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. Benjamin's speech will concern the interrelationships between acting, writing, and other aspects of film and television. He has been a regular on MTV's Punk'd and East Chelsea lately. He's also had his own special on Comedy Central and has appeared in the movies I Now Pronounce You Chuck and Larry and Jack and Jill. Benjamin currently stars on the TBS show Sullivan and Sons.
So Victoria, you had a busy day today. You got to go visit the U.S. Coast Guard in Oswego.
Yeah, I did a story about how the drone had crashed earlier this Tuesday.
Wow, that's really fantastic. Let's take a look.
Search continues for a military drone that crashed in Lake Ontario around 1 p.m. Tuesday, November 12th. Now, the military drone was a MQ-9 Reaper that took off from the Sac Army Airfield at Fort Drum. The 174th Air National Guard attack wing out of Syracuse was operating the drone during the time of the attack. A boat from the Oswego Coast Guard and a helicopter from the Buffalo Station took part in the recovery efforts. Based on Air Force documents, each drone, including the ground equipment, cost around $14 million. The crash happened during a training session 20 miles north of Oswego. The 174th Air National Guard attack has asked the U.S. Air Force for help in finding the drone. As of now, they are still waiting for a response. Investigation into the crash is expected to take about a month. Reporting from the U.S. Coast Guard in Oswego, I'm Victoria Diana for WTOP.
Coming up after a break, a local person injury lawyer is sentenced on child pornography charges.
But first, Lucy Bergman will have your look at full forecast. Don't go anywhere. You're watching WTOP 10 News.
Hey Laker fans, remember the following. Be loud, be proud, be funny, be civil.
Above all, be positive.
We've cleaned up our act on the ice. Now it's your turn to clean up yours in the stands.
Malcolm, you know energy savers last 6 times longer than regular bulbs.
This isn't my room. It's Baron Davis's.
The basketball player? This is his room?
I don't live here.
Millions of kids are using their energy wisely. What's your excuse?
So, do you have any questions?
What is your soup of the day?
We have a mulligatawny soup.
Oh, do you have any specials?
We have a steak special today.
Oh, how's that cooked?
That's pan-seared and then...
Does it come with a side dish? Is it grilled? Can I have it steamed? So, what do you recommend? What kind of pie do you have? You're an actor. Aren't you from Ohio?
Any questions?
Ask questions. For the 10 questions everyone should know, go to ahrq.gov.
I got no pulse, so losing.
He's in vaping.
Shocking. Drives it road all the time. Just had a few drinks. Just can't be happening.
Are we clear?
Clear. We're just buzzed. Just buzzed. You didn't tell us that, sir. You're right. This isn't happening. He'll be fine.
I feel good.
Really? No, not really.
Buzz driving. Clear. Maybe we should stop acting like it's no big deal.
Shocking.
Meteorologist Lucy Bergman for WTOP 10 from the campus of SUNY Oswego. If we take a look at our current conditions outside, we'll see that we have a current temperature about 40 degrees, but our real feel is about 35 because of those winds from the south, 5 to 10 miles per hour, cooling things down a little bit. If we take a look at our current state temperatures, we'll see that our warm spot is down in New York City, 50 degrees out there tonight, warm for them. But up in Glens Falls, 27, very cool night out there for them tonight. The rest of the state is staying between the upper 30s to the lower 40s. A very comfortable night out there tonight. Very dry skies. If we look at our national radar, we'll see that there's a little bit of precipitation, even snow to our north, but that's not going to bother us. If we zoom in, we can see that we have a very dry region of air sitting over us, and that is good news for us moving forward. If we look at our top weather headlines, we're going to see that we have a very mild weekend coming up. Showers do move in Sunday night, unfortunately, and we do have arrival of cold air on Tuesday, and that could change some of those showers into snow. If we look at our tonight, our overnight low is about 34 degrees, a clear night, winds from the southwest 10 to 20 miles per hour, cooling things down just a little bit. Looking at tomorrow, a high around 50 degrees, that's average for this time of year, a partly cloudy skies, winds from the south-southwest 10 to 15 miles per hour. I want to time that out a little bit better for you. As we're moving through the morning, 8 a.m., you're definitely going to want to grab a jacket. It's only going to be 38 degrees out there. You want to keep it with you as you move through the day. 12 p.m., 46, partly cloudy skies continuing all day before we hit that high of 50 around 3 p.m. If we look at our Friday AccuWeather schematic, we'll see that we have an area of high pressure to our southeast, and that's going to stay over us Friday, but it's going to move out into Saturday. So we will have that mild air for Saturday, but tomorrow night, again, an overnight low of around 34. The partly cloudy skies are increasing as we move through the weekend. Those winds from the south 10 to 15 miles per hour again. Looking at this weekend, like I said, the area of high pressure is going to move offshore to our east, and we have that rainy and windy weather moving in. You can see this dip in the cold stream, in the jet stream, bringing that cool air in. If we time it out a little bit better for us, we'll see that Oswego is between Monday and Tuesday as the arrival of cool air. We're going to see it overnight on Monday night, bringing that really cold air. But tomorrow, 50 degrees, you can see that warm up, 53 on Saturday, 57 on Sunday. Monday, still 56, those rain showers. But as you can see, Tuesday, definitely very cold, 35, but wind chills in the 20s.
Well, thank you, Lucy. Obviously, we're dealing with a lot of cold weather now. I think at this point it's safe to say we're going to need our jacket almost every day.
Yes, definitely. This is the time of year where we can see November, you start November high around 55 is average, and then by the end of November, you can see temperatures in the lower 40s. So it definitely is a rapid change.
Cold. I didn't bring my winter coat, and I'm mad. All I have is a light summer coat.
Uh-oh, I'd say wear it.
Well, thank you, Lucy. Well, former East Syracuse lawyer Martin J. Rothschild was led away in handcuffs Wednesday morning after his sentencing in county court. Judge Anthony Alloy sentenced Rothschild to 3 years in state prison for promoting sexual performance by a child. Rothschild has already admitted to storing the child pornography on the Tumblr site. The longtime personal injury lawyer lost his license to practice law and will be a registered sex offender upon his release from prison. Rothschild will also face 3 years of supervision after his release.
A jailed Utica man, 27-year-old Javon Wamaling, has changed his story surrounding the death of his infant son. Wamaling had first said his son went missing on the night of May 29th. Police then searched throughout Utica and Oneida County for 3 months until the infant's body was found inside a container in the Mohawk River. Now, in a letter to Utica Observer Dispatch, Womaling says he found his son dead in his sleep and lied about his son's status and whereabouts out of fear.
Scholastic, the nation's largest children's book publisher, erased the country Israel from the map. One of their pages in their children's book series, which prompted the publishing company to issue an apology on their website. The book Thea Stilton and the Blue Scarab Hunt tells the story of a group of treasure-hunting mouse journalists who seek their fortune in Egypt. The map of the Middle East in the book labels all of its countries but omits Israel from the picture. Scholastic is immediately stopping shipment on this title, revising the map, and going back to reprint.
A Chicago man.
Well, a Chicago man who was walking to his job he held for more than 30 years never made it this morning.
53-year-old Michael Sullivan was gunned down as he was simply walking down the sidewalk. CNN's Sudan Lamont has the story tonight from Chicago.
This surveillance video shows Michael Sullivan heading down a sidewalk. A car drives down the street next to him. The 53-year-old grandfather looks over his shoulder as the car approaches. Moments later, Sullivan is shot to death. Police say the motive appears to be robbery. Sullivan is the father of 2 adult daughters. He recently became a grandfather for the 2nd time. This is a recent photo of Sullivan with his daughter, Latisse Sullivan.
I want my dad back. There's nothing else I can say. It hurts. It hurts so bad.
His daughter, Latoya Griffin, made this emotional plea for justice in her father's shooting.
He was going to work. He didn't hurt nobody. He didn't mean for anything. All he wanted to do was go to work. Help take care of my grandma.
Sullivan's loved ones say the 53-year-old faithfully went to work each day here at this UPS facility as a package sorter. Last night, when he was gunned down, he was on his way to do his regular overnight shift.
Anyone seen or saw or heard anything, please call the police, call your alderman, anybody. Just let someone know. Please. From the bottom of my heart, please. Because we lost a good one today.
A full look at sports with Scott Witterowski.
But first, here's a look at your late night menu.
The forest is precious. One careless act caused by people and its beauty could be gone for a lifetime. Protect our friends in the forest.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
The Hollywood View is back with a brand new season and a brand new look. Join me for non-stop Hollywood coverage news right here on WTOP 10 every Tuesday at 10:30 p.m.
Hi, I'm CNN's Rob Marciano, and you're watching WTOP 10, your television station.
Every night before the show, me and the guys, we like to loosen up a little bit. Blue, 42, hike! Every now and then, Dan likes to take it a little too far. But hey, the show's all about competition, so we'll take it.
Stupid Dan with stupid football and stupid running.
Thanks. You believe this guy?
Are you trying to start a wildfire?
Sorry.
Pass the honey?
9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Good evening and welcome back to WTOP 10 News. I'm joined now by Morgan DeFazio, who actually got to interview me earlier this week with a segment about a fear that's near and dear to my heart.
Yes, it was very interesting and a little bit humorous.
Let's take a look.
Ornithophobia is the fear of birds, whether it's a certain type or all of them. People fear birds for many different reasons, such as one trying to take their food, fly in their house, or other things. So I interviewed Ian Dumbling and asked him why he fears birds.
I've always just had a fear that they're gonna come over and like come fly near me. I've always just been really afraid of that. It all kind of started way back when I was around 8 or 9. I went to Butterfly World, which is like a place where there are butterflies and birds in Florida. My grandma forced me to feed the birds. They put a bird on my hand. I was feeding it some like whatever the bird food is. All of a sudden, a bird flies up on my shoulder and I freak out, flapping my hands in the air. The bird flies underneath my shirt and is flapping at my chest, and I'm just running and screaming and crying like a little baby. But the bird flies out and I bolt. I was so scared.
Like many other animals, birds can be aggressive when looking for food, and Ian told us about his encounter with them here at Oswego.
Last week, I think, I was walking outside with a sandwich that I just got from the dining hall over by Glimmerglass, and these like probably 6 or 7 seagulls were flying near me when I dropped a little crumb. They were all fighting over right behind me, and I freaked out. And then they saw me continue to walk, and they're still flying over my head, swarming over my head. I had to change the direction I was walking, and then they were so close to me that I just threw the sandwich and I ran. And all of them started fighting over it. There were probably like 20 of them that just came over and started fighting over this sandwich, and I was so scared. I was like, I don't even care that I lost my sandwich. I just needed to get away from those birds.
The symptoms of ornithophobia vary, such as shaking, crying, freezing in place, running away, or even trying to hide. But there is always help out there if you are looking to conquer your phobia, and confronting your fear always helps too. But remember, birds are more afraid of you than you are of them.
I have to say, Ian, I share your fear of birds.
It's a scary
fear. They scare me. Have either of you seen the movie Birds?
I have not.
I have not. Don't see it if you are afraid of birds because it will scar you for life.
Morgan, you've had a lot of interesting fears. What's the next one that you're covering?
The next one, I still have yet to look up the name, but it's the fear of losing your phone.
Well, you'll have to find out what that is next time on one of your packages. Thank you so much, Morgan.
Will.
Now we'll take a full look at sports with Scott Witorowski.
Hello, I'm Scott Witorowski, and this is Oswego Sports. This upcoming weekend is going to be a big test for both the Oswego State men's and women's basketball teams as they host the annual Max Seal basketball tournament. This will be the first games of the season for both teams. The men's team will start their season coming off a tough loss in the SUNYX semifinals to top-seeded Cortland last year, while the women's team is also coming off their own loss in the semifinals to number 2-seeded Geneseo. The first game for the women's team will be tomorrow at 2, while the men's will start tomorrow at 4. Now we move on to our traditional part of Thursday News, which is this week's Oswego State's Athlete of the Week. This week's notable athletes are Abu Bakar Sow and Sabia Filiachi. On the men's side, Abu Bakar Sow of the wrestling team took first place at the Ithaca Invitational this past weekend. The sophomore went 4-0 in his respective 149-pound weight class. On the women's side, Sabia Faliachi helped lead the women's swimming and diving team to a 112-68 victory over Clarkson. Faliachi won both the 50-meter freestyle and the 100-meter butterfly in an overall impressive team victory. The Buffalo Sabres have fired both general manager and head coach. New president of hockey operations, Pat LaFontaine, says he's excited about his new job.
Sabres. I know this town, I know the city. It's one of the hardest working, most passionate city and fans. I can promise you the hard work and passion that's here, I will give that same effort in my new job and make sure from the top to bottom we have that same feeling. Said, my family's excited. I couldn't be more excited. I couldn't be more proud to help lead this.
LaFontaine will be looking to hire a new general manager over the next few days. Matt Barnes of the Los Angeles Clippers has been fined $25,000 by the NBA after he attempted to fight Oklahoma City Thunder's power forward Serge Ibaka last night. Barnes then took to Twitter to at first criticize how he was being punished for defending his teammates. These aggressive and provocative tweets were deleted by Barnes and then replaced with new tweets filled with apology towards his teammates, the Los Angeles Clippers organization, and their fans. Barnes' teammates have accepted his apology, and the team will look to move past this outburst and move forward and get back to playing quality basketball. That's it for sports. Now back over to the news desk.
Thank you so much, Scott. Coming up, a Montana man executes a wedding proposal for the ages.
We'll also take a look at your Final forecast. But first, here's your look at the community calendar.
Get your Smokey on. If you see someone in danger of starting a wildfire, step in and make a difference. Because 9 out of 10 wildfires can be prevented.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Down 70 to 35, and the Cougars were getting smoked like a cheap cigar.
Hey guys, you should watch our show on WITUP.
What? You mean WTOP?
No, it's WITUP.
No, it's WTOP.
Who told you that?
Common sense?
The mailbox and the traffic light. Both are ideas from the minds of African Americans. Support the United Negro College Fund, because a mind is a terrible thing to waste.
This can't be happening. This can't be happening.
Of course it's not happening. Armored car. Listen, having money isn't about luck. Make your own coffee, save $1,000 a year. Feed me. Feed the pig.
Welcome back to WTOP 10 News. Well, the wait is over for gamers. For the first time in over 7 years, new PlayStation and Xbox consoles hit stores this month at the same time. Sony PlayStation 4 goes on sale Friday, and Microsoft's Xbox One is due out November 22nd. Both are offering exclusive game titles in hopes of luring new customers.
One Montana man decided corny was the way to go for his proposal to his girlfriend. Check it out. He and a friend plowed this very important question in a field near Great Falls. A few weeks later, Miles Steinbach took his girlfriend Olivia on a flight over the ranch. She was speechless when she saw the field below her. In case you're wondering, she said yes. The couple plans to get married in the summer of 2015.
A very happy story to end our show tonight. But before we say goodnight, here's one final look at your forecast with meteorologist Lucy Bergman.
Well, guys, if we look at our forecast, our class cast for tomorrow, we'll see that we are 38 degrees as we're stepping out the door. Warming up to about 50 is your high around 3 p.m. tomorrow. You definitely want to keep that jacket with you, but we're going to have partly sunny skies tomorrow, so a very beautiful day out there.
A little bit nicer than what we're having. It's definitely looking a little bit nicer towards the weekend.
Yes.
Thanks, Lucy. Scott, I know that the Colts and the Titans are playing right now. What is the current score?
Well, the Colts went down early 14-0, but they are rallying right now, and they've taken the lead 20-17 at the end of the third quarter.
Sounds good. Pretty exciting.
It's a good one.
We had a really great story before that, Victoria, you just covered. It was a woman who got proposed to on a plane. It was really nice.
That is so cute, but I just know that whoever I'm going to be marrying is going to be like, okay, here's a ring.
That'll do it for us. I'm Ian Dembling.